Hello students, welcome back on our audio video lecture. I am Sheikh Fatima, your English teacher. I hope you all are safe. So we are going to continue with our chapter, that is on saying please, written by A.G. Gardiner. Alfred George Gardiner was born at Chelmsford in Essex in the year 1865. He is an essayist. His essays are uniformly elegant, graceful, and humorous. In this essay on saying please, Gardiner deals with the rude behavior of thoughtless people in their social dealing and stress the need of civility in our day-to-day life. He is not only an essayist but also a journalist. He wrote under the pseudonym Alpha of the Blog. As a journalist, he started his career on the staff of the Essex County Chronicle and rose to be the editor of the Daily News in the year 1902. He made regular contribution to the Daily News and Manchester Evening News. These both were the news where he made regular contribution. In On Saying Please, he point out the value of good manners in social life and also emphasizes the importance of courtesy, politeness in daily behavior. He shows how polite speech and manner sweeten the atmosphere around and how discourtesy and ill manners spoil and pollute it. Some golden words like thank you, please, excuse me, sorry help us to lead our life smooth. Good manners add value to human life. It makes our day pleasant as well as the people who we come in contact with. So now we are going to begin with our chapter on saying please. The young liftman in a city office who threw a passenger out of his lift. The other morning he was fine, but of course. And the reason was the passenger who entered in the lift, he simply said top. And the liftman requested him to say top please. But again the man refused and he simply said top. And in return the liftman threw the passenger out of lift, which was undoubtedly wrong. Behave bad with anyone. There is no such law which give us punishment. But that doesn't mean that we are going to attack, violent, or we are going to violate the law. For example, if a burglar break into a house and we catch him and we knock him down, so law will excuse me. It will give me permission to use violence only till that time I am not being attacked by someone. I have used this violence just in self-defense. But there is no such law that could attempt to legislate against the bad manner or could sanction the use of violence against something which does not itself recognize as a legal offense. Our sympathy is with liftman. We can understand why he might have done this, but that doesn't mean that we are going to violate the law, as law is equal to each and everyone and we have to accept the law. Just because we didn't like their manner or we didn't like their tone of speaking or we didn't like their scroll on their face, that doesn't mean we are going to kick or punch on their face or in their ear just because they are ill-mannered or ill-behaved person. As a fist punch will never be ideal, will not be same to everyone. It will go on punching each other even if we find someone staring at us. So if this continue, the gutter of the city will run with blood all day. There will be blood in the gutter all day of the city. I can be uncivil or ill-mannered person as much as I want to be or I can be, but law will protect me against violent retaliation. I may be haughty, boorish, but there is no penalty except if someone has written down an ill-mannered fellow. Law does not force me to say please or to change my voice according to the people. More than that, it also do not force me to wax my mustache or to dye my hair or to wear ringlet down my back. Writer want to say that just because I am not saying please, that doesn't mean that law is going to force me. Because law does not even force on my appearance how my appearance has to be. How should my face look like? Whether it should be clean shaved or it has to be mustache, or whether I should wear a ringlet on my back, or whether however my appearance I want myself to be, I can go with it. Law does not recognize the sentiments of a feeling as a case of compensation. It does not even allow any allowance for moral and intellectual damage in this matter. This doesn't mean that damage are negligible. It was probable that the lieutenant was much more acutely hurt by what he regarded as a slur upon his social standing that he would have been if he had kicked on Sheen. The behavior of the lieutenant was not correct, but he behaved in this way just because he was deeply hurt. He thought that just because he is not holding a good position, so the people is not giving him respect. If he was being hit or slap or kick, so he would have even got a written compensation. The physical pain do fade away, but the pain which wound our self-respect may last forever. Says that he can understand or imagine why the liftman have threw the passenger out of the lift just because of the insult which he took from the passenger, and if he wouldn't have removed that insult or the rage there right in the incident, so he it will be there in his mind all over the day, and even after visiting at home, even he would have done the same with his wife. So the liftmen have done everything balanced by reacting in this way so that he wouldn't have carried that insult all over the day or throughout his life. So right away in that situation he reacted in this way and he made that insult balance. A self-respect or a dignity, how it poison a whole day. Here's an example given. Sir Anthony Absolute scold Captain Absolute, and in return, Captain Absolute scolded his servant Fat. In fact, went down and kicked his boy Page. This how it continued from one person to another. So similarly, author also says that why the liftman have behaved in this way and why the passenger have behaved in this way might be reason could be this. The passenger might have got scold from his boss, and his boss might have been scolded by his wife at the dining table, and his wife might have been ill-treated by his chef, and his chef might have ill-treated by the maid. So this how the chain continues. Sometimes we even pollute our world by our stupid or ill-humored jokes. Bad manner probably do more poison than the crime committed in our country throughout the year. Words like please, thank you, these words can bring a small changes in our social being. These little things bring courtesy, good manners by which we can keep our life of machine oil and run sweetly. Bad manners create more poison in the life than the crime committed throughout the year. For example, the wife who was being punched by his husband, who though he was of a good nature, there are numbers of people who live a life of a martyrdom as the husband or their members are of loose temper. They get angry very easily. In return, they start using violence against them. So there are many wives who go through the violence, domestic violence, and who live the life of martyrdoms. But the law cannot become the guardian of a private manner. For example, how to behave at our home or how to speak, how to walk. Law cannot be a guidance, cannot protect us, cannot teach us. Similarly, court do not administer or look after our social or civilities of a speech or the expression of our eyebrows and all or our moods and manners. But though we are born to endorse the verdict against the liftman, the crime committed by the liftman will have to face the punishment from the law, whereas most people will feel pity for him. Most people will have a certain sympathy with him, while it is true that there is no law, whereas it is true that there is no law which force or compel us to say please, sorry, or thank you. There is a social practice much older and much more sacred than any law, which enjoins us to be civil. There is a social practice in a society which is much older and much more sacred than any law, which teaches us to behave good and to be good in a society. And the very first requirement of the civility is that we should acknowledge a service. Please and thank you are the small change which we pay our ways as social being. They are the little courtesies by which we keep the machine of life oiled and running. So this means the very first requirement of good manners is that we should accept or recognize the service given to us with courtesy, with good manners. For example, if we have took the services on hotel rooms such as by a home cleaner, or if we went in a restaurant and we took a service from a waiter, so, in return for that services, we should or we can use the word please, thank you to show the gratitude toward them. They are little courtesies by which we keep the machine of life oiled and run smoothly. They are here referred for the words such as thank you, please, and sorry. These words keep our communication friendly and these words such as thank you, please, and sorry, they keep our communication friendly and cooperative. It also builds a foundation bond of sharing and helping each other. Instead of building a foundation of hatred or suppressing our superiority, dictatorship on other. It is a very vulgar mind that wish to command where he can have the service for asking and have it with willingness and good feeling instead of resentment. It means that it is very obvious that if you are asking any service from anyone or asking help from anyone in a very rude or in a harsh way, and in return you are expecting that person should be good toward you, polite toward you, so this will be stupid or this will be wrong enough. Here in this chapter, the author have mentioned two incidents which took place. So here we have done with one of the incident. Now we will go through the summary of the first incident. This essay deals with little but socially important incidents from daily life. It shows us the importance of words like please or thank you in our everyday life. They even settle bitter quarrels and soften bad tempers. The damage done by an unkind word is more painful than physical injury. A liftman in an office threw a passenger out of the lift as the latter was impolite. He did not use the word please while asking him to take him to the top. The author is of the opinion that discourtesy is not a legal offense. If a person is behaving bad toward you, or he is ill-mannered or bad behavior, that doesn't mean that you are going to kick him, beat him, or you are going to violate a law. If a person knock other person down because he has broken the law, the formal will be acquitted. But the lieutenant was wrong. He did wrong because the law does not permit anybody to use violence if a person is discourteous or ill mannered. Here are some hard words. Undoubtedly known for certain to be so. Discourtesy, not polite, assault and battery, an attack which include not only three but actual use of violence, burglar, thief, retaliate, to do something bad to someone who had done something bad to you, assailant and attacker, legislate, to make law or law, violence, action or feeling that cause damage or unrest, box, to fight with, feast, to close hand and give a punch, haughty, high opinion of oneself and often a low position of other, to speak about ourselves superior and show other inferior. Next our word is laceration, hurt feeling, slur, a cause of blame, brooding over, spend time thinking anxiously or sadly about something, equilibrium, balance, a balance of emotion or balance of the mind, insolent, very rude, martyrdom, the dead or suffering of martyr, morosity, very sad or ill-tempered, Decalogue, the Ten Commandments, intercourse, dealing with communication or conversation, resentment, anger, ordeal, difficult or painful experience, cheerfully, happily. Squared, having no doubt or settled, inexhaustible, never can be finished, solicitous, giving helpful care, uncaught, not having a good manner, benediction, a blessing, conciliatory, trying to win friendly feeling, panegyric, a speech or piece of writing praising someone highly, boor, a rude and insensitive person. So here we have done with the glossary or the new words. I hope you are clear with the explanation, and rest we will be continuing in our next video. Here comes the activity which you have to solve it at home. So the very first activity is you have to find out the new words from the passage and make sentence of it. And the second activity is to find out or to guess the meaning of these three words. Similarly, there are more words in your textbook, so you have to find out the meanings of it and write it down in your text notebook. Next activity is to answer the question. The question is given right in front of your screen. Why it is not possible for the law to become the guardian of a private manor? So you have to find out the answer and write it down in your textbook. So here I end up with my chapter. I hope you all are enjoying our lecture. If you have any doubt, please let me know. Be home, be safe. See you soon. Thank you.